Hello. I've been watching boxing professionally now for more than 40 years. And in the next hour and a half or so, I want to share with you some of the very thrilling nights I've had at the ringside. Now, one man, amazingly, has occupied almost half those 40 years. It's my old mate, Henry Cooper. I first came across Henry in 1951. He was a teenager then. He was a national serviceman in the army, but he was already making headlines as an amateur champion. Well, 12 years later, of course, he dumped Cassius Clay on the seat of his pants and became world famous. Now, we're going to see Henry in action in 1967. He was getting on a bit then, 33, but he was still the British heavyweight champion. Now, if he wins this fight, he'll be the first and only man ever to win 3 Lonsdale belts. The man he's facing is the golden boy of British boxing, Billy Walker, so called because Billy could always pack him in at the box office.
Scheduled 15 rounds for the British and Empire Heavyweight Championship. Walker versus Cooper, the champion. The champion wearing the dark shorts. Critics said that Walker would do well to get through 7 or 8 rounds. Cooper can hit on the break, providing he hasn't been ordered to break by the referee. The referee says, break, you mustn't hit. Cooper pushing his left glove into Walker's face inside. And Cooper looking superbly confident. Much more so than he did against Jack Bodell in the first round in June. Two solid jabs through to Walker's face. Walker's head jerking around Cooper's face, and that's the way Cooper gets cut. Walker's going to have to take a lot of these left hands if he's going to get in close. Walker's had some minor success in this opening round, but most of the solid punching has been done by Cooper, and Cooper's taken the first. So we're into the second round. There hasn't been a first round win in the heavyweight championship for nearly 52 years, and there hasn't been one tonight. Right in the ribs of Walker. This is the round in which Cooper beat Jack Bodell in his last defense in June this year. Walker trying to weave this way and that to avoid the left, but he can't. Cooper's own left hook so far has been his best punch. Walker's left hook has been getting in occasionally to Henry's head. Oh, what a good right hand from Cooper, and a left to follow as Walker came onto him. And Cooper is sharp tonight. He's trained hard for this one, and he really is sharp. And he's made a much better start to this fight than he does in many of them. And Cooper is cut. Cooper is cut over the left eye. Second round. George Smith, the referee, I think, telling him to stand up and box, not too much rubbing of heads inside. Walker's having a go, and he's had a little bit of success there. This boy Walker's got all the courage in the world, and he's going to have a go. Henry's belted him with the left hook a few times, and he hasn't gone down. And although he's taking punishment in this third round, Walker's scoring more than he's scored at any stage so far. And his right hand has given Henry some trouble. That's a low one from Walker, a left hand. And he's got Cooper in trouble on the ropes. Henry had to fight his way off there because he was taking punches he shouldn't be taking. This is a tremendous effort by Walker in the third round. And Cooper's open-mouthed, and he's surprised and shaken by the ferocity of the attack coming at him. Jim Wicks signaling to the referee, tell Walker to be careful with his head. What a round this has been. We're coming to the end of the third. And I'm not so sure that Walker hasn't won it. Coming up to a third at the scheduled distance. Cooper picking up punches with the left jab now. This is what he's got to do. He's got to draw the strength out of Walker. He'll never draw the courage out of him, that's for sure. This is the hardest championship defense Cooper's had for a long time. Walker's slowed down a bit, and Cooper's done well in the latter half of this round. He's scoring a lot. Last half minute of the fifth. Cooper's left jab has won him this round. And now Walker's eye is cut. Walker's right eye is cut. Billy Walker is now apparently quite badly cut over the right eye. It suddenly appeared in the last few seconds of that round, and he's very badly cut on the right eye, Walker. He's much more badly cut than Henry Cooper is. Cooper's only got a nick above the eye, but Walker has got a really bad cut, which is spouting blood. Walker's eye is bleeding already. And Cooper has got new life and new confidence. And now George Smith's looking at it. And it is a bad cut, and the referee wants a good look at it, and he's sending him to his corner. It's over, and Billy Walker's championship challenge is over because he's cut on the right eye. And the referee, George Smith, says it's too bad for you to continue, and Cooper is the winner.
Unusual in a Cooper fight for the other man to be stopped on a cut. But his brother George was in his corner that night. He was his manager, of course. Today, George is the financial tycoon of Brent Walker fame. And Henry, well, as we all know, today he's one of the most popular men in Britain. We move now into the 1970s. I'd seen Chris Finnegan win an Olympic gold medal in Mexico in 1968. That alone tells you enough about his quality. In 1973, he was British and Commonwealth light heavyweight champion. and facing the brilliant young prospect, John Conte, the new European champion. Chris had always been hampered by cut eyes, and Conte, you can bet, was well aware of that.
And we really haven't seen or heard a night quite like this in a London ring for a long time. Referee Sid Nathan gives them the final instructions. This is the referee against whom the Finnegan camp objected and then withdrew the objection. And the atmosphere as they start is absolutely tense. Southpaw Finnegan against this dark, handsome and trendy character from Liverpool, John Conte, the man with the better punch of the two. And Conte looks totally unconcerned. And these cheers and counter-cheers are something we haven't heard in British boxing for a good many years. So now we're coming up to a third of the way through this triple title fight. Finnegan putting up the British and Commonwealth titles, and Conte the European title that used to belong to Chris. Oh, yes, that's the first really big punch in the fight. He's hurt Finnegan, two more good lefts. And Finnegan looks to me as though he may be slightly cut on the nose. And Finnegan gets one in down below. Just see that slight nick on the nose. And so the first blood is drawn by John Conte, and it's drawn from that frequently hit nose of Finnegan. Conte licks his lips and the mouth is open slightly. And you can sense that the going now is becoming much harder for the young man from Liverpool. A lot of these rounds have been very close indeed. But really not very much in it after 3 minutes. So this battle, which always promised to be good, is living up to expectations. But it isn't the easy fight that some people thought Conte might have. We're now approaching the two-thirds stage. I've got Conte out in front. But there hasn't been very many rounds where you could really say one man was completely on top of the other. They've all been close. Finnegan is cut above the right eye. Well, he's had a lot of trouble with that eye in past fights, and it's let him down again. And it's bleeding quite badly. 10th round then, and a crisis for Finnegan. And he's taken a lot of punches as well. Conte sees his chance now, and he's going for it. Finnegan looks quite badly cut. That is an old injury, and it's opened many times before. That's a good left from Finnegan. He needed it, but he's in trouble. In real trouble, he takes it off. And it's coming to the end of the round, and this bell won't go a moment too soon for Finnegan. Memorable fight. It always looked good on paper, and it's lived up to expectations. And it's been as hard as I suspected it might be. And really, you've got to hand it to these two, the youngster Conte, the European champion, and the older man Finnegan, the British and Commonwealth champion, who put their 3 titles at stake tonight for £50,000. And they have given the money's worth. There's no doubt about that. Finnegan, as he always does, making a tremendous last round effort again. And Conte stays with him. It's a long, long time, probably since the days of Henry Cooper, since we heard noise like this in the Empire Pool, Wembley. And they're fair taking the roof off this place, and these two have put the lot in. It's a great championship battle. It's coming to an end now. Titles won and lost tonight the hard way. And Finnegan doing some of his best work of the fight in this final round. Seconds left. And you won't forget this one in a hurry. There is the end, and Conte is the winner. John Conte of Liverpool becomes a triple champion at the age of 21.
I'd forgotten just how good a fight that was. No wonder they were asked to do it all again a year later. Conte was now hell-bent towards a shot at the world title. Finnegan was only a few days away from his 30th birthday and probably wondering whether he should be thinking of retiring.
It's cost about £50,000 to bring these two together again. And if the fight's like the one they had exactly 1 year ago, with Conte coming out the winner on points, if we see another one like that, then it'll be worth every penny of Harry Levine's money. Conte, the triple champion, British, Commonwealth and European light heavyweight champion, in this sparkling, smart rig with his name down the side of the trunks, and already scored one psychological victory by coming into the ring in a brand new spangled, sequined dressing gown, a silver suit of lights shimmering under the arc lights here, and putting Finnegan's green robe almost to shame. So the psychological blow perhaps struck by Conti, the younger man. On the back of Conti's dressing gown was Man of Destiny, picked out in French. Finnegan now close to 30 years old. Conti will be 23 next week. After 15 rounds a year ago, Conti was the winner by a margin of 3 rounds. The fight was notable for the tremendous battle put up by Finnegan. Nothing in the opening round. So the early honours perhaps have gone by shade to Finnegan, who's been quite willing to take the initiative. Conti content to bide his time, waiting for the most part. Finnegan showing his strength inside, pushing the man back. Finnegan's had only one fight since they last met, and that was when he well beat the American Mike Quarry here at Wembley in November. Scores again, Finnegan. Finnegan is showing strength and a good deal of determination in these early rounds. And he's finding Conti with these straight punches. A long way to go. There's a lot more venom behind the punching of Conti when he lets it go. 7 years younger. Solid punch to the top of Conti's head. And he stung Conti out of the lethargy. Conti had to reply. He couldn't stand around and get hit. And this is boiling up into what looks to be at least as good a fight, if not better, than their first one. This is a bold start by Finnegan, putting these straight punches across, catching Conti again and again, and at one point they're absolutely stinging Conti into a savage reply. That's a good right from Conti. Again, Finnegan with his eyes liberally greased. Roland Dakin, the referee, saying nothing about it. Sometimes they ask them to wipe it off. Finnegan looking for those 3 titles that the young man holds. They all belong to Finnegan at one time. Finnegan's right eye just beginning to show some slight signs of wear and tear. There's a little mark just beneath it, and there's a slight puffiness around the right eye. This is the one that gave him trouble last time. The atmosphere in this fight now beginning to build You can sense the tension in this Wembley arena. With Conti's 3 titles at stake, Finnegan having made a good start. And the question's now beginning to loom. Can he keep it up? Will his right eye hold up? Will Conti's superior punching power tell in the end? All these questions now unresolved, but forming the basis of a very good argument indeed. That's a good right hand, followed right through there by Conti. Finnegan must have felt it. Conti has not yet really imposed himself on this fight. And when he attacked there, he was brought up short by the punches of Finnegan. Not yet quite a third of the way through this. Just the first signs, perhaps, on Conti's face and in his demeanour of an anxiety to do something good. And he's throwing punches and he's being made to miss. After 5 rounds, there isn't any question that Conti has got to raise his pace and do something better. And Finnegan is cut, and he's cut badly. Finnegan's left eye is gone. End of the 5th round. It's not the right eye, it's the other one that's gone. And there's booing coming up now through this crowd at Wembley. Clearly some people felt that that wasn't done with a punch. I wouldn't like to say, but cut he is. That is not a very good cut at all. It's a very bad one. So Conti now sees the chance. And if he needed a psychological spur, he's got it staring him in the face. There's a smear of blood above Finnegan's eye. Roland Dakin keeping his eyes very firmly fixed on Finnegan's face. And Conti's a changed man. From looking lethargic and anxious, now Conti is sensing and looking for victory. Finnegan's eye bleeds. I don't know if it's coming from the left eye, but there's certainly blood on the right eye as well. It might be spread around by the gloves. And all this roughing up inside isn't doing Finnegan's eyes any good either. And these two have forgot everything now except the primitive instinct to fight. And Finnegan's other eye has gone very badly and it's all over. It's all over. The crowd don't like it. Finnegan is in a shocking mess. Both eyes gone.
Finnegan had only 4 more fights after that, but in the last one of all, against Johnny Frankham, he won the Lonsdale belt outright to cap a wonderful career. Conti, of course, in his next fight, became world champion. In 1976, Britain had a world champion at welterweight, that's 10.5 stone. John H. Stracey, John Henry Stracey from Bethnal Green, who'd been a teammate of Finnegan's in those 1968 Olympics in Mexico City. In December 1975, straight back to Mexico City, into the bull ring there, and beat one of the great world champions at the time, Jose Napoles. Now, 3 months later, at Wembley, he's defending the title for the first time against Hedgemon Lewis, an American who'd twice been beaten by Napoles in world title fights.
Tracy clearly reveling in the whole atmosphere and even doing the talking. Muhammad Ali bit to Hedgemon Lewis, maybe just saying, well, hello there, but looking absolutely relaxed, Tracy. I've never seen him look so relaxed for any fight. Reveling in the atmosphere, liking the way the crowd's treating him, and ready to defend his world title. The welterweight championship of the world, Tracy the champion, red, white and blue shorts. Hedgemon Lewis the challenger from Detroit and Los Angeles. A sharp, crafty boxer, Lewis, is going to make a fast start in this because it's generally thought that his big chance lies in getting this over in the early rounds. Tracy sometimes a very slow starter. Takes time to warm up. And Lewis is making a big attack from the outset. He gets through with right hands to Tracy's head. Tracy was on the floor in the first round of his title fight with Jose Napoles in Mexico City last December. But he got up to win. The Negro challenger looking sharp and aggressive. Ripping through all types of punches. Jabs, hooks, uppercuts. Showing the lot in this opening 2 minutes. Lewis half a pound heavier at 10.6 3/4. That's a good left hook from Tracy. Good punches from Tracy. So this opening round went Lewis's way at the start, but finishing Tracy's way. Tracy taking those jabs in the face, standing his ground and moving on. Lewis so far has taken Tracy's best punches well and still moving quite lightly. Tracy holding Lewis's head down. That's an old Muhammad Ali trick. Good fast fight. Tracy being made to work hard to stay on top. Trading jab for jab. Seconds to the end of the fifth. Tracy's round again, but always having to work hard for it. Winning these rounds by sheer quantity of punches. Lewis showing no sign of wilting. Again, Lewis coming out, looking a bit like a clown with white grease all over his face. But nothing clownish about his fighting or his boxing. Good technician. Knows his way around the ring. But hasn't perhaps made as good a start as he would have hoped. Two solid blows, you could hear them, to Lewis's head. Good thumping left hook into the stomach from Tracy. And Lewis wobbles for the first time. That body punch really shook him up. Round 6. There's the bell, and they haven't heard it, there's so much noise. The end of round 6, and Lewis was wobbling all the way to the corner. Stracey a long way in front of Michael. The 9th round is as far as Lewis got with Jose Napoles when he fought him in 1974. Good punches from Lewis. Still danger there from the challenger. So often in this fight, Lewis has been backed up against the ropes. Usually finds a way off. Backed into a corner. He's in trouble again, Lewis. He's got him. The last left swept him over. He's having trouble staying upright now. 9th round. Napoli's got him in this one. Can Stracey. And he's going slowly but surely. The challenger is going. Twisting, ducking, weaving, this way and that, Lewis. Managing to avoid some of it, but having to take a lot more. Lewis looks as though he's too tired to go on. Feeble, looking around the ring anywhere but at Stracey. He really doesn't know where he is, Lewis. It's all instinct now. Backed up in his own corner, and he must go now. Harry Gibbs hovering close. One really good, well-timed punch would finish this. Stracey not as strong as he might be. He's done a lot of work. Still, this incredibly brave and game challenger tries to box. And Stracey keeps having to come back and come back at him. And he won't go down. This must be the end. Harry Gibbs moving in. The man's propped up by the ropes only. And Gibbs saves...
Hedgeman Lewis, by the way, was managed by the actor, Ryan O'Neill. Hedgeman was already pursuing a career in real estate when he came over for that fight, so maybe he knew his boxing days were numbered. At any rate, he never fought again. And Stracey, in his next fight, lost the world title to an American who was far from over the hill, Carlos Palomino. And in the fight after that, Stracey lost again to the aggressive Dave Boy Green. Green, who'd been brought up in the fens of East Anglia, had never lost a professional fight, and by beating Stracey, he put himself in line for a shot at Palomino. What a fight they had. One of the most thrilling I've ever seen.
And just listen to this noise. There are thousands of people here from the Fen country on Green's side. How one feels that the best chances for Green must be in the opening rounds. If he can put Palomino under pressure, who's known to be a slow starter and also vulnerable, he can be dropped in the opening round. He was in his last defense. If Green can put the pressure on him in the early rounds, then the underdog could come out on top. Dave Boy Green, 10 stone 6 3/4, just inside the limit, which is 10 stone 7. And 10 stone 7 is precisely what Palomino weighs, right on the limit. Is that planned, or has he had trouble getting down to 10-7? This, of course, is a weight which is above Green's normal fighting weight. This is the clash of two men who like to come forward and attack. swarthy Mexican-born Palomino. 27. Green with the Union Jack blazing on the left leg of his trunks. Just turned 24. Heads cracking together in this opening round. Round for Green. Determination's there, and the punches have got through. Well, that was a good 3 minutes. It seemed a very short 3 minutes. Green's made a fair start, and thousands of his supporters from the Fen country applauding to show it. Dave Boy Green, only 5'7½". He's giving away height here, but he's certainly not giving away reach, because he has an extraordinary 74-inch reach against Palomino's 72. Green drives forward at the start of the second. This young man, his whole attitude towards the fight game is built upon determination and attack and stamina, and he has to bring all these things to bear against Palomino, because I think Palomino has the superior talent, and of the two, Palomino is certainly taking longer to settle, and he's disturbed by this non-stop attack from Boy Green, the young man from Chatteris. Green beating him to the punch. Palomino blinks. Little taken aback by the ferocity of the attack coming at him. Stracey didn't put him under this sort of pressure. Most of the good work in the second round has again been done by Green. He must be leading. Just one moment in that second round when Palomino got to grips with the pressure and suddenly staged a little recovery and forced Green back. But most of the good work was done by Green in the second round as it was in the first. So the British challenger has made a very good start to this world welterweight challenge. Green goes in again with this overwhelming support from the crowd in the Empire Pool. They call him the Fen Tiger, and he fights like a tiger. And Palomino's credibility as a world champion is really being put to the test by Green. This is the sort of pressure that Stracey couldn't take. Open mouth. Green comes at him again. Never a straight punch. Hook, hook, hook all the time. Looking for the head, looking for the body. He doesn't mind where it is. Just get it in. Heads rub again. Green gambling everything on these early rounds, as he has to. Heads again. Palomino looks tired. He really does. Or is he just trying to steady himself for the counterattack? Heads. Again and again they come together with those heads cracking. Round 4. non-stop assault from Green, and Palomino finds the counter-attack. Palomino gets through. Green's turn to come under pressure. Caught again by quite a good punch to the chin. Like a little Marciano, this man, Green. He really is. And when he broke it off, Green looked just a little bit tired. They put more work into 4 rounds than most fighters put into 10.
Round 6.
And guess what? Green will come swarming in again. Green, in many ways, is an astonishing young fighter because he's consistently asked to do things he's never done before, and he keeps on doing it. Palomino opening up now with a big attack. He's behind on my card. He needs to come up with something. Not only behind on my card, but well behind. And it's really the sort of swarming, two-fisted action style that you would expect from an American fighter, not from a British fighter. It's a totally un-British attitude towards the fight game. But it's paying dividends. He hurt Palomino. He did at the end of that round. He caught him with that swinging right hand, and Palomino turned away, looking a bit hurt. And he's well behind. He must be behind on anybody's card. After these first 6 rounds, he must be well behind. And the cries are ringing out, David, David, David. Round 8. And one gets the feeling that the fight is there for his if he can only keep it up. Has he got the strength? He's got the determination. And just how determined a man has he got in front of him? Hasn't had a lot to do. It's been a clean, good, fast, open fight. It's all you could wish for from a world championship. Palomino now has the look of a man who really has been under pressure and now has got to do something about it or else. Forces his way back into it. There's trouble on Palomino's left eye. He's cut. The world champion is cut near the left eye. So from being under pressure at the start of this round, Green has fought his way back into it, and Palomino breaks it off gladly and goes back for repairs somewhere over the left eye. Well, for me, Green is well on top. I've got him way out in front, but he can't quite finish it. Palomino's still there and strong, so anything could still happen.
Second up, round 10.
We're coming up towards 2/3 of the way through. An extraordinary championship of the world at the Empire Pool, Wembley. Whatever happens now, Green is bound to be a hero of the night as far as British boxing is concerned, even if he loses. Because very few people have put up this sort of show in a world championship fight in this country. Oh, right hand. And Palomino almost went. The title is there at arm's length for Green if he can land one more like that. Round 10. For a moment, Palomino almost went. But all credit to this champion. Despite everything, he's cut on the left eye. He's been shaken right down to his boots by that punch. And still this champion of the world, Palomino, is coming back and forcing Green back. There aren't many fights like this. It really hasn't stopped. There's never been a moment's relaxation from the start. Green's left eye is beginning to swell. He's got a bad swelling under the left eye, Green. And his eye is swelling as fast as you look at it. That left eye is going to shut. Green's left eye. Round 10. This is the first major problem for Green. He's slightly cut under the left eye, but it's the swelling that's going to give him trouble. Because very shortly, Green will not be able to see out of the left eye. And that has given Palomino all the encouragement he needs. And that injury is far worse than the one Palomino has got. And Green's in trouble. His vision is impaired. And he's fighting a rearguard action now on the left hand. A major turning point in this fight. All happened within a minute. The Green corner, anxious to get into the ring and get to work on him. And that's a bad swelling on the left eye for Green. And that has got to be the worst injury that Green has suffered so far in his professional career. Crisis point for Green. Severe physical handicap for Green. Round 11. I've got him a long way ahead on my card. But now he has to fight with his vision impaired from one eye.
Right!
Green still coming back, trying to force Palomino into backing up again. It's hard now because it's difficult to judge the distance. Oh! The turning point was the eye, and Palomino finds him and looks to his corner and says that's it, and it is it. He's going to be counted out. The first ever defeat for David Boy Green, who put up the fight of his life for 10 rounds until the swelling came up on his left eye. And when he couldn't find the range or the distance, Palomino measured him with just one punch, which wiped out every single thing that had gone before. And the look of relief on Palomino's face is there for all to see.
You know, the more I see of that fight, the more I think Dave Boy Green should have won it. It was just that he didn't quite have the punch to put Palomino away. Pity. The 1970s can be seen now very much as vintage years for British boxing. Hardly a year went by without either we had a world champion or somebody was challenging for the world title. And as the 1970s ran out, we had another challenger, the skillful Scot, Jim Watt, who was enjoying an Indian summer to his career under his new manager, Terry Lawless. Jim was 30 when he was matched for the world lightweight title with Alfredo Pitalua of Colombia. on his own ground in Glasgow. The Kelvin Hall that night was an absolute cauldron of Scottish fervour. I can hear it even now.
And we get our first look at the man that Watt faces. From his brief training spells here in Glasgow, Peter is said to have fast hands, good worker to the body, quick, aggressive, two-handed. And Peter doing precisely what people thought he would, coming forward and hustling hard and throwing a lot of leather. Watt getting his right jab, the leading right from the southpaw, getting that to work into the Colombian's face. Not an ounce of spare flesh on either of these men. They both look wonderfully fit. The Scots borrowing a bit of Welsh folk song to encourage Jim Watt. Good fast opening round for a 15-round fight, and there can't be too much in that opening round. Both did their share of work, and a big cheer goes up for the tartan-skirted lassie as she climbs into the ring. 30-year-old Jim Watt, who joined the Terry Lawless stable in London back in 1976, when he was 27 years old, and when he thought his career was almost at an end, and since then everything has gone right, and culminating tonight in a chance at the world title. Peter is 5'9" tall. He's pretty tall for a lightweight. And Watt is about 5'7½", so there's 1.5 to 2 inches between them. Peter came right in on the limit, 9 stone 9. He started strongly, just as we thought he would. Generally thought that if Watt can get through the first 5 or 6 rounds successfully, then the odds are going to be very much in his favour. As a man who goes 15 rounds well, and Peter, a man who's never been tested over the distance. And the way these two have started, they don't intend to go 15. They're looking for a finish. Again, not much between them in this round. Perhaps the edge just to Peter, been doing most of the leading. Well, what a good fight this promises to be. And this man has gone off like a rocket. Alfredo Peter, 25 years old, 34 pro fights behind him, 29 wins, 1 draw, 4 defeats. He's been stopped twice, once with a cut on the right eye. Peter, once a backstreet fighter in Colombia, in Cartagena where he was born. Oh, he's got him! Oh, the fighter bit. He said he'd knocked Watt out in the 7th, and Watt's put him down in the 7th. Good left. Oh, he's been looking for that left for a long time, and at last he found a good one. Now then, can Watt finish it here? The 7th. And he's got him just where he wants him, against the ropes. Oh, and that punch has brought the whole of Kelvin Hall to boiling point. Pitalour, open mouth, coming back the only way, knows, two-handed. And there's anguish cries from Watt's corner now. Jab, jab, jab. Keep away. Less than half a minute of the 7th left. Jim's still looking for another left like that one. Good comeback by Pitalour. Recovered, well, he's got him again with it. That's the one. Not quite as well timed as the other one. There's the bell. Oh, now just listen to this reception for Watt. And people around the ringside are standing up and waving programs. What a scene it is, and what a night it'll be if Watt wins this now. Marvellous left hand he produced there. Here it is. He had the man absolutely walking onto it. Oh, absolutely open there. Chin exposed. Beautiful left. Pitalour resumed the offensive after having a couple of rounds when he had to back up. Good right again from Pitalour. Watt's having a little bit of trouble with him in this round. And there's a smear of blood up on the forehead of Watt above the right eye. And that's where he's had a lot of trouble in the past. It's only a slight smudge of blood. But we've seen that before on Watt's face, and we hope it doesn't get any worse. In fact, that eye is beginning to swell. Round 10. Watt now back in that earlier routine, boxing on the retreat. And Lawless is waiting in the corner with the swab stick. It's a very, very slight cut. The towel goes on it. It's not serious, but it's in a place that could become serious. So Watt slightly cut. And Pitalour now boxing in regions that he's never explored before as a fighter. Never been beyond 10 rounds. Good lefts from Watt. He likes his man on the ropes. Another one. Watt's right hand like a magic wand. Good left from Pitalour. So although Watt's got a slight edge, it's not over. towards the end of that round. What he took one hard left, but the rest of the work was his. And earlier on, there were 2 or 3 really good, solid lefts. Watt's mother jumped up from the second row at the ringside and now trying to get into the front row and yelling Jim on. Good left from Watt. Backing up again, backing up. Back against the ropes again, and he's beginning to go. Determination seems to be leaking out of Pitalua. Tries to fight back. Round 12. And McCanty's moving in, and he's stopped it. No, he hasn't. I thought he'd stopped it, but no. He's pulled him out into the centre. A moment when Scotland thought they had a world champion. And McCanty moves in again, and this time it is the finish. It's over. Round 12, and the Loyalist camp have done it again. Their second world champion in 44 days. They've done the double. Maurice Hope and now Jim Watt, and Scotland have a world lightweight champion.
Watt went on to defend that title 5 times with wonderful success, and today he commentates very well on boxing for television. So does Alan Minter from time to time, and I'm sure he finds that a pushover compared with the task he faced in 1980. Alan had just won the undisputed world middleweight title, and what's more, he'd won it in the United States. Now, no British fighter had won a world title in the States since 1917. Now he was defending it in London against the formidable Marvin Hagler, the self-styled marvellous Marvin Hagler from Brockton, Massachusetts. A few days before the fight, Alan incautiously let drop a remark that no black guy was going to take his title, and there were plenty of people around ready to fasten onto that. So, unhappily, when Minter and Hagler came together on the night of September the 27th, 1980, when the arena was reeking not so much of patriotism, but had a decidedly rancid smell of racialism.
Hagler must face Minter and the crowd. The shaven-headed American challenger, known early on in his career as the Toy Bull. And this promises to be the war we thought it might be. Hagler is said not to be so good if you get him under pressure. Minter's got a cut underneath his left eye. Within a minute of the start, Minter is cut. So the accuracy and the stinging effect of Hagler's punching is already apparent on the champion's face. It's the southpaw right lead from Hagler that's done that. And Minter is being drawn into some very fierce exchanges early on. Hagler has come for the title he believes he deserves. But he picked up damage in the first minute, and it looks to me as though he might have a second injury, as well as the one underneath the left eye. So, the champion, after only 3 minutes, needs somewhat urgent attention in that corner, and that's entirely due to the sharp and accurate punching of the challenger Hagler. And Minter does indeed look quite marked around the left eye. It just shows the immensity of the performance in front of him. Hagler is catching him with lefts over the top as well. This is a very determined and dangerous challenger. Good punch from Minter. What a right hand. Pulled the man up in his tracks. And this is certainly one of the most savage world championships we've seen here in this country for a long time. This is a fight to a finish. And that finish is never going to be 15 rounds away at this rate. Never. Minter bleeding from the nose. His right eye beginning to look red as well. Good left hand for Minter. And this pair really are launching the most savage attacks at each other. And we're only 6 minutes into the fight. That really was a very fierce round indeed. Hagler, unmarked, but occasionally felt the weight of Minter's punching and didn't seem to like it too much. One punch absolutely pulled him up dead in his tracks. Well, the man promised a war. He said the title was rightfully his. Minter now got a mark underneath the right eye, one underneath the left eye. And Minter now bleeding above the left eye. So that's the third one that's appeared. Hagler's head rubbing in against him. Carlos Barracal, the Panamanian referee, having trouble keeping them apart. And Minter's picking up hard punches as he tries to fight back. He's being forced into a real war. He's smothered in blood, Minter, and he's in desperate trouble in the third round. He can't keep the man away. Hagler will not be denied. And Minter's left eye is in real trouble, and the referee stopped it so that they can have a look at it. It is a really very bad cut over Minter's left eye, and it stopped. It stopped in the third round, and Hagler's on his knees, acclaiming his victory. He said he was the rightful champion, and he's won it in 3 rounds, and people are throwing beer cans. One's landed on me. Beer cans are being hurled in all over the ring. There's a fight started over Hagler. Somebody's attacking him. And there is chaos here, absolute chaos. I'm smothered in beer, so are all my colleagues around me. And people are trying to attack Hagler. Police are trying to move into the ring to protect Hagler. Oh, I've been struck on the head by a bottle.
Scenes like this are rare, thank God, in British boxing, and I don't want to see their like again. Moving now to the late 80s, Lloyd Hannigan completely shook the boxing world when he took the world welterweight title off the great Don Curry of America. But Hannigan, on a careless night, had lost the title to Jorge Vaca of Mexico. Now, he has his chance of revenge.
It's a big night for Hannigan, big test for him. He'll be 28 next month. Can he get his title back? And Vaca came over and made some sort of aggressive move towards him, and Hannigan, I won't say punched him off. So no anthems tonight, and the two come face to face. Although we've already had that with that little aggressive move by Vaca towards Hannigan's corner. 12 rounds for the WBC title. Will Hannigan's hands stand up to it? Their fight ended in the 8th round last time when there was an accidental clash of heads. And Vaca was very, very badly cut indeed on his right eye. Will that eye stand up to what punishment it may get tonight? Will Hunnigan's right hand stand up to what he hopes to do? Vaca's come in very, very aggressively. Very lively start indeed to this world title fight. Almost as though the pair of them know that it won't go all the way. Vaca looks strong, he looks big. In fact, Hunnigan is the heavier man, by just a fraction. The Mexican's face already reddened. Hunnigan's left hook gets home, high to the head. And Hunnigan looks a much sharper fighter tonight than he did in October, when he was beset with domestic and personal problems. Hunnigan looks much more like the man who put Gene Hatcher away in Marbella. He really does. And Vaca's looking a little disturbed in these exchanges. And he's bleeding. Vaca is cut in the first round. His right eye went last time. And he's cut again. And he is very disturbed, and it's near the right eye again. It's probably the same cut. He had more than 16 stitches put in it last time. And there's trouble there already, the blood running down the inside of the side of his nose. Coming to the end of the first. And that wasn't done with a butt. Good punch from Vaca. And Vaca's almost weeping with frustration. He goes back to the corner. He feels the blood running down his face. And they go to work to try and staunch the flow of blood. The referee's in there having a look at it. So drama in the first 3 minutes. And they're going to have to do desperate work on that eye. But if that is the old cut, he's got trouble, because that old cut was a really terrible explosion of a cut that went in several directions. Well, it certainly wasn't done with a butt, and it's difficult to say which punch did it, but there were some furious exchanges in that first round, and about a minute from the end of the round, Vaca came out pawing at the eye. So Hunnigan literally draws first blood. And this is going to be an explosive fight. Hunnigan looks a totally different fighter tonight. Lowered his head a bit there when he went in, Hunnigan. Be careful, it was the accidental butt that caused his downfall last time. Good punch from Vaca. Who's going to be the first to drop? Furious exchanges. Vaca's eye beginning to bleed again. Putting Hunnigan under some pressure here. Remember, Hannigan has got a bad right hand. He's got chips of bone floating around in the right hand. It hurts him when he hits with it. He might have to rely on the left hook. And the blood runs down the nose of the champion from Mexico, Jorge Vaca. Absolutely going all out to get this over fast. Letting the punches go, bad hands or no bad hands, as he said he would. So this WBC Welterweight Championship fight, which is sponsored by Continental Airlines, has opened in sensational fashion. Hannigan wide open, taking punches to the head. Vaca, for the first time in his life, has big money, and he's determined not to let this title go if he can help it. And Mr. Cortez, the referee, has to break him up at the bell. Hannigan, already breathing hard. He's put a lot of work into the first 2 rounds. He's slung a lot of punches. Hannigan's 33rd professional fight tonight. Just that one defeat on his record, the one last time against Vaca. Here's a sample of Hannigan's work in the second round. Remember, his right hand is in no shape, really. He gets a twinge, he says, every time. He throws it, but he threw it well enough there, and he rocked Vaca's head with it. From our overhead camera, dramatic view, another right from Hannigan there. Fierce exchanges all through these first 2 rounds. Vaca really has got the face of a fighter. It's marked and scarred, pitted, but he's a tough fighter. 28 years old. Hannigan will be 28 next month. Hannigan's 5th World Championship fight in the past 18 months. 6th World Championship fight, rather. Short right to the head from Hannigan. Furious exchanges. Good jolting left hand shot out by Vaca. These two testing each other to the full. Hannigan is remorseless tonight. He's a totally different fighter than October. And this crowd singing their appreciation of him. And again, Hannigan gets through with punches. It's Vaca's trapped on the ropes. The Mexican's going to have to fight his way off. Hannigan just throwing everything in. Quite extraordinary. If ever you've seen a man determined to get his title back, this is it. find one swinging punch with which to drop his man, and he can't quite do it. Flack has been trapped on these ropes now for nearly a minute. He's got him! He's got him over! He had to go. Remorseless attack. And Hannigan got him in round 3, and he's not going to beat the count. He's hurt. He's hurt. And he's out. Round 3. And Hannigan has collapsed in absolute exultation. He's the champion again, and they're having to lift him off the floor. I think he's fainted.
Well, I'm afraid not all the nights were that joyful for Lloyd Hannigan. Less than a year after that, he lost the title for the second time to the American Marlon Starling. Nonetheless, he remains one of the great British boxers of the 1980s, and in my opinion, of all time. Well, we've come a long way from Henry Cooper to Lloyd Hannigan. That's a span of more than 20 years. I must say it doesn't seem like it to me. I hope you've enjoyed this look back together at some of the great fights in British boxing, and maybe we can do something similar before too long. I hope so. Goodbye.
And I just want to say, if you have stayed to this point, thanks very much. I do all this myself. I'm not a fucking AI channel. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, leave your thumbs up, all that shit. Thanks for watching, and there's more to come. That was Great British Classics, or British Boxing Greats. Thanks for watching.